Hey guys, Charlie here, and today I want to show you the easiest way to create a voice agent in 2025. Now, I've seen there's a few different options out there. There's not one better than the other. Some have more complexities, while some have more simplistic user interfaces and user setups, right? But today we're going to be taking a look at something called 11 Labs, 11 Labs voice agents. So we're going to move the screen over there. All right, great. So now that we're here on the 11 Labs platform, you can see it's a pretty simple user interface. And what we're looking at is the build agent section. We're going to take a look at the knowledge base in a second, but it's as simple as creating a new agent here on the platform. You can use the playground to edit things up, but creating an agent, let's just kind of walk through what this looks like, right? We're going to use a blank agent. We're going to call him Timmy Trumpet. Timmy Trumpet is going to be our agent. And when you come to set this agent up, it's really simple. You don't have to overcomplicate things here. The first message that the agent will output here, system prompt, you can even use AI to hear through the platform to train the agent for you. So I want Timmy to be an anime expert, okay? An expert, especially. All right, let's get this going. Let's see what he says. All right, cool. So he's got some simple training here. Let's see what he says. All right. This is just the actual AI it's going to be using. So you can edit this primarily if you do have experience and you know the language models, you could play around with this. Just keep it the way it is if you're new to using this types of softwares. Temperature. So the more that you increase this, the more that it's going to be a little bit creative. So the quick presets here, creative, it's going to increase a little bit. More creative is going to be a little bit more out there, and he's not going to be as on the ball, I guess you could say, but he's going to be more creative. So for my business purposes, I usually keep it as deterministic, but since we're using anime as a agent prompt, I guess we could do more creative. So this is actually where you can add a knowledge base. So if you have a client base, or maybe there's a specific list of anime that you like, or whatever the case is, whatever the use case is, you create that document, and you're going to be able to train your AI to know a whole plethora of information, which is super useful in any use case. And in some cases, using other AI products, there's a lot of setting up and maneuvering. Here, it's literally just one page to set up my agent, and I'm pretty much going to be set up here just in a few moments. But you can actually add the URL to a website that you have. So if you have a particular website with all your information, plug that in here. A few different options for you. So really not much to look at here. This is a little bit more advanced. But if we go further into workflows, I use NAN as an extension here, so I'm not going to be using any of their internal workflows. Aside that, voices is where you can actually edit the voice of the agent. So you can play around with some different options here and hear how the agents speak. And it really depends on what you want the agent to be used for the actual case study I'm going to show you. I have a construction client, and we have somebody who's a little bit more firm. Somebody who sounds like a foreman, somebody who sounds experienced and seasoned, right? I'm not going to put a female talking with a construction company owner. It don't make no sense. So you got to use some logic there. But other than that, let's just keep going down. You can review some of these settings, and all you got to do is just read the description. You can edit them, and you can test the agent to see how it actually speaks with the adjustments you make. I suggest making one adjustment at a time to see how one setting is actually changing the overall agent's conversation, instead of just changing a whole lot and you have no idea. So take your time, sit down, have fun with it. Don't overcomplicate it. So that's the actual voice side of things. Analysis, this is a little bit more advanced. If you want to study this, or if you have questions on it, you can comment below. I wouldn't worry about this. Security, not too much to look at. Advanced, also not too much to look at. The widget, So if you have for example, you see how this popped up here right in the corner? This is going to allow you to plug it into your website, whether it's a support agent or it's something that you want to put on a landing page for whatever purpose. You just take this embed code and you'd put it into your website's code. And you can actually edit the widget's setup. So if I want it to be a more compact or tiny tool, I can change that up. I can change the placement. I can change the colors. And there's a few customizations you can make with the sizing of it, which is pretty cool. So without getting too further bogged down with details, I'm actually going to just pull open. I'm actually going to open this on my phone. So I'm going to pause this really quick. So I'm going to show you here. As you can see, I'm using the test agent function, and that could be used here on the computer as well when you guys saw my screen, but I'm going to call the agent here. I'll use my mic. Okay.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hey, Timmy, I need some information. How strong is Goku and could he take down Superman? Let's just cut to the chase.
Well, I can access and process information. I'm not really equipped to give opinions on hypothetical battles between fictional characters. These types of questions often depend on which versions of the characters are being used and how their powers are interpreted. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all. I'm going to have to update your knowledge base to train you and let you know that Goku is far superior to Superman, even though some would disagree. So I'm going to have to update the knowledge base after this, all right?
I understand that you have strong feelings about the characters and their power levels. My purpose is to provide information and assist with tasks to the best of my ability.
Okay,
Is there anything else I can help?
No, Timmy, I'm good. Thanks anyways. So I didn't necessarily go in and edit any of the knowledge base. This isn't something that's connected to the internet. So if you do want custom answers and responses, you're going to have to train it. But the cool part about this is that it's already so simple to set up and to customize it. I've already created a voice agent within this 5 minutes or 7 minutes that I've been on this video with you guys. So I'm going to show you guys a really awesome use case that I set up with one of my clients. I had a V1 version. If you guys had seen the other video that I did recently, it was a Telegram voice, and I spoke in the Telegram communication or the messenger, and it would take the text, create a speech to text, and it would go through and create a estimate for my client. But it's not as interactive as using a voice agent. So all I really did was duplicate the workflow, change the trigger to a webhook that I ended up connecting to my agent here. And we have, it's not Fred, we named him EstMate. I just got to change that later. But anyways, I trained EstMate to know how to walk my client through what it means and how to set up an estimate. So it collects all the information through a script asking proper questions, and then it'll send that over through a custom webhook tool that we set up. So this can get a little complicated, but it's really not all that complicated in all reality. So when you want to create the webhook, it's a post webhook. I took the URL and I simply gave it some instructions here. I went into the NAN workflow and I created a webhook intake here, and I simply had to edit some of these fields here in order to get the response from the voice agent to properly push the information through the rest of the workflow. Because with the Telegram voice to text setup, it was a different value coming in. So I literally just had to change this. I didn't need the memory even in the other workflow because it wasn't gaining any context. It was kind of like a one shebang, like input comes in, webhook or messenger triggers called, and it goes through the entire workflow. So I didn't overcomplicate it here. I got rid of that, and it's going to do the same thing. It's literally going to take the information from the agent, and I'm just going to go through this with you guys here so you can see real time how this works. You guys are going to see it actually process here in a second. So this is actually pretty cool. I put my voice agent on a landing page that I had set up through one of my domains, and I gave it to my client. So we're going to do this together really quick. This is actually pretty cool. Proud of this.
Hey, Jim, how can I help you?
Hey, Jim's my client. Hey, I need to set up an estimate for a client.
Okay, I can help with that. First, what's the client name?
Sunoco.
Project address?
This is on 47th Broadwater Street in New Brunswick.
Job title?
It's a bathroom remodel.
Give me a one-line job summary.
So this job, we need to replace the toilet in here, and we need to redo the floor.
Scope step 1?
Scope step 1. We need to measure the square footage of the bathroom.
Scope step 2?
Order the new materials.
Scope step 3?
We need to get rid of all the old materials, clear house, clear everything out.
Scope step 4?
Start the installation process.
Scope step 5.
Get the heck out of there, collect our money.
What's the subtotal for this estimate?
I'm thinking about $55,000.
Anything not in contract that we should call out?
No warranties, and we're not going to be working on their kitchen or any of the office rooms on this job.
Great. I've recorded an estimate for Sunoco at 47th Broadwater Street in New Brunswick. Bathroom remodel. Summary. This job, we need to replace the toilet in here, and we need to redo the floor. 5 scope steps captured. Subtotal $55,000. Not in contract. No warranties, and we're not going to be working on their kitchen or any of the office rooms on this job. Sending this to generate your document now. I've saved your estimate details. I'll try sending them again shortly.
No, you did good. I got it. It's processing right now. Thanks, EstMate.
You're welcome. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Nope, that's pretty much it. You have a good one, all right?
You too.
Okay, cool. So it ended up calling the webhook. It went through, and if we look over here, these are just some samples I did. Which one was it? Broadwater? Sunoco, bathroom remodel. Okay. Cool. So what it ended up doing was just processing everything. This is a template I had set up. So it added the client name, the location, the job. It added the job description, the scope of work, the total estimate. It calculated the tax as well, added that up, and then it added the details that were not included in this contract. So things can get really simple when you know how to connect a voice agent to a simple webhook and set up a workflow. And this can be used not only to do estimates, we're actually going to be working on creating an invoice generator with this. And there was another scope that my client had texted me that he wanted included in here. I think it was in regards to invoices and purchase orders. So we're going to be working on that. I'll probably make an update here in the near future. If you guys would like to sample this product out, you're more than welcome to reach out. Or if you have a client or anybody that you know who would like to use it, feel free to reach out. But in any case, guys, I appreciate you watching through. Please like this video if you feel like you got some value out of it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content just like this. So this is just an honorable mention. I created this client Slack channel, and it literally just automated a message so that he can know exactly where to locate these files for his estimates, invoices, etc. Lots of things that you could do without overcomplicating anything. But on that note, guys, have a blessed day, have a blessed weekend, and take care. See you on the next one.